Hello and welcome, Neumont University students and beyond. I'm Sky, and we are bringing you some more Splatoon gameplay. Last time in Splatoon, we saw them play in one of their playoffs rounds, and they managed to eke out a victory despite the other team starting to come back, starting to make them sweat. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they play today. They are against Hofstra? I'm going to go with Hofstra. They are against the Hofstra University team. We will be getting right into it. We are moving into Splat Zone's Mako Mart. For those who might not be very well inclined with Splatoon, Splat Zones is essentially kind of like a capture the hill game mode, but instead of just standing there, you have to paint a zone. If you get over 75% paint, it'll paint the entire zone. If you get it to 50, it'll start being neutral, and if you get it to, again, minus 25, like 25% for your opponent, it'll be painted in their color. Immediately, we see a pick on Neumont from Hofstra, just instantly finding Neumont's blaster there. Looks like Neumont has managed to come back, but they do lose a player. They lose two. Trying to make a push up on one of them there. Hofstra takes the objective and is starting to gain points now as they are trying to push Neumont back. It looks like they are running a brush, a Swiffer of some sort. I can't remember the name. Two guns I cannot remember the name of. How unfortunate. Looks like Neumont managed to flip it in their control, putting a bunch of gray points on Hofstra, but we get a sneak up from their brush behind one from Neumont. They managed to find a second player, making it a 2-pick for Hofstra. Neumont managed to retake the point anyway, though. Albie pushing forward and finding a nice pick. Albie's watching this drop. Can they get the pick? They do find a pick on that brush there, but Hofstra has flipped the point, giving Neumont some J points right back. Neumont still not finding the lead yet. Neumont goes 2 down there, as 3 down now, essentially wiping out there. Ooh, Albie has a bad jump onto the point. Not essentially wiping out, sorry. Albie has a bad jump onto the point, and we see Neumont starting to back, trying to regroup, trying not to stagger so hard. We see the blaster drop here. That's a pretty bad choice. It's going to get them picked off pretty early. They end up staggering themselves, unfortunately for Neumont. See, Hofstra is still just pulling forward, pulling ahead, getting almost down to 50. We see Neumont find 3 picks on Hofstra there. Big plays for Neumont. If they can find something off this, that would be pretty big here for Neumont. We are almost through our gray points. Pretty close to finding a 2-pick with that sub-weapon there. It doesn't quite. Neumont goes 2 down here as Albie's trying to go behind and find some picks maybe on Hofstra, but it looks like Hofstra just takes the objective, finds what they need. Albie managed to find 1 pick, but this Kraken is threatening to do something about it. Albie does not go down there. They manage to back up. No, they end up going down in the end. This brush pushing forward, finding 2, maybe even a 3rd here. They do find the 3rd before going down. Hofstra goes 2 down there, but again, they have the point, they have the space, they have the ink on the floor, just furthering their lead really here. Neumont needs to find a good play, needs to find some paint if they don't want to just outright lose this game. Neumont managed to paint the objective, put Hofstra back into those gray points. We see Stamp come out from their blaster, finding 1 pick, trying to toss, but doesn't find anyone with the toss. Neumont goes down their blaster, starts to back up a little bit as Hofstra gets a bunch of specials and sub-weapons onto the point, immediately flipping it, unfortunately for Neumont. We see the brush trying to run up on the splatter shot from Neumont, but cannot quite do it. We see Neumont trying to push forward, but Albie goes down. We see those specials coming out onto the objective again. They're trying to paint, but they do not have enough paint as Hofstra once again just takes the objective. Unfortunately for Neumont, giving them a little bit more gray points and furthering Hofstra's lead. We see Albie manage to go in and find 1, but that bubble stops them from finding a second one there. Hofstra having 3 up, 1 jumping in right now. While still building a pretty decent lead here. Neumont is just unfortunately going all down. Full wipeout for Hofstra. That will be this first round in favor of Hofstra University. Oh, I should leave that up. Yeah, just some really good play from Hofstra there. As they came in, they found the picks they needed. They got the plays that they needed off of those picks and just kept on building a lead further and further, not really letting Neumont hold for longer than a couple of points, really. It's exactly the kind of gameplay that you want to see when you're playing a game mode like Zones, because if you can just be consistent, constantly have the zone neutral or flipped, you will win the game. That being said, we saw some pretty good play from Neumont as well. They had a couple of big chunks where they managed to pick off 2 or 3 of Hofstra there. And when picking off those people, they did manage to come on, find the objective. It's just Hofstra came back so fast and hard that it's just so difficult to really deal with. We should be getting into the next map and mode sometime here in the near future. Should be Tower Control Hagglefish Market. Ooh, excuse me. For those who might not be so familiar with Splatoon, Tower Control is a push game mode. If you've ever played a hero shooter, basically, you have a payload or an objective or whatever you want to call it in the middle of the map. You slowly push it onto one other end of the map if you're on top of the objective in the case of Splatoon, and if eventually they take it all the way to a checkpoint, it'll break the checkpoint, take a second there, and then start pushing towards the next. Take it all the way to the end, you win the game. If not, when the opponent pushes it back, has to push back all of this space and then start breaking into your checkpoint. Pretty similar to push in Overwatch. I think TF2 has a similar game mode. I don't think Marvel Rivals has a split push game mode like that yet. But yeah, that's the basic concept. Hagglefish is a pretty small map, which in our history with Neumont has not... I guess that's B team I'm thinking of. Not really sure if they would prefer small or big maps with their current comp, but the way that they are setting up, it seems like they would prefer the bigger maps with longer, wider open areas, because they have 2 longer ranged accuracy-based weapons. They have the Splatling gun and the Splatter Shot, I believe is what it's called. I could be wrong about weapon names. And those tend to do better with more open, longer range space, because you can kind of just watch the brush or whatever might be trying to sneak up on you. We should be getting into this basically whenever. We're just waiting on the teams to ready up and move into this next match. With that being said, I'm going to take a sip of my Indescript Browed Liquid. Getting right into it. Yeah, we see again that brush from both teams. We see Neumont running basically the exact same comp. Same with Hofstra. Same with Hofstra. They're just trying to run a little bit of different specials. Immediately, Hofstra is pushing forward. They find a pick on 2 from Neumont. This blaster's slowly trying to get Albie out. Albie has to end up jumping. They break through that. No, not the first. Sorry. They're pushing it towards the first checkpoint right now. Hofstra has all of their specials up. We see Albie popping their killer whales there, but they immediately go down to a direct from this blaster. 2 down on Neumont. Hofstra is just pushing the tower more and more forward, and we might see a hammer. Yeah, we do, but it does not manage to find anyone as Neumont finally picks one from Hofstra. They push through that first checkpoint now, as they're just trying to keep it up and forward, trying to make sure to keep the pressure on. Neumont pops Crab. They find one with the Crab, trying to find another. Hofstra seeming to try to back up. They go down another player there. Pretty good play from Neumont. We see the Brush trying to find the tower player there, but does not quite manage to find them. Albi trying to find their way probably into the back lines of Hofstra, if at all possible. We see one jump. Killer Whales not quite putting in the work Albi was hoping for there, as they only pick one. We see Nova popping that stamp, trying to get one from Hofstra, but cannot quite find the pick they're looking for. Neumont makes it to that checkpoint. They managed to take out the, I believe it was Brush that was trying to kill them and get some points, but they do not manage to find the lead as Hofstra has kicked them back off the objective with that Kraken. Kraken is a pretty strong ability on this map because it makes you immortal and you're allowed to still sit on the tower while you're the Kraken, so pretty good choice. We see the Brush trade with, I believe, Albi there as our Blaster also goes down from Neumont. Hofstra, once again, just pushing this back to neutral, trying to find a way to further their lead. We see their Blaster, take out Albi once again on that side zone. This Blaster is staying really active, making sure to always be watching wherever they can possibly find. Hofstra once again pushing forward. We see the instant toss from that Stamper once again. Stamp. Once again, we see the Zipcaster coming out from the Brush there, managing to take down two from Neumont once again. Nova goes down once again. Albi almost down, goes down once again. Hofstra is just pushing forward and forward more and more. They've made it to the last checkpoint. If they can get through this, it's looking really bad for Neumont. Neumont is 3 down once again, 4 down once again as they find a wipeout to win the game. What a wonderful, wonderful round from Hofstra. Once again, just some wonderful play around their team there. They managed to just force Neumont to absolutely stagger at the end and just take the objective, take everything that they could possibly find, and win through points, which is not something you necessarily see that often in tower control, as opposed to other game modes. Excuse me. Yeah, we saw some great play from both sides there. I noticed that Hofstra was playing really well, not only around their specials, but also around their comms and spatial awareness. They were managing to play their specials in a way that didn't necessarily just let Neumont do anything. And anytime that Neumont started backing or like giving them space, they would pop the Zipcaster, they would pop their like invasive specials and immediately try to find some more picks on Neumont, because usually Neumont was backing their one player down. May as well hop in with my Zipcast and try to find 2 more. And it was definitely working for them. They were finding those picks, they were finding those plays, and Neumont was just at a disadvantage almost the entire game pretty much. That being said, our next map and mode will be Rainmaker Undertow Spillway. I cannot remember what Undertow is, so not going to talk about the map, but Rainmaker is kind of like a capture the flag type of game mode. You have a flag, except for in this case, it's in the middle of the map. Sometimes capture the flag has it in the middle. I've seen games outside of Splatoon, but flag in the middle of the map has a bubble around it. You shoot that bubble enough, it explodes. If people are too close to the explosion, they die. You can then pick up the gun that was inside of the bubble that you just popped, and when you do, it replaces your weapon. You walk slower, and you're trying to push it to objectives towards your enemy's side, and you just slowly take it through a checkpoint, go back into bubble, you make it to the end of the enemy's team, you win. If not, whoever pushed it the furthest wins the game. I believe that Rainmaker gun weapon is also considered the worst weapon in the game. It's a charge and then it does an explosion wherever it hits, but it's also like a lob. It's weird. It's not necessarily terrible. I've seen people make some good plays with it, but it's definitely worse than any other weapon in the game. We are readying up right now. We will be getting into that. What do we really need to see from Neumont here? I think they need to try to communicate a little bit more, try to play around their specials a little bit more, and just try not to stagger. Those are like the 3 biggest things that have been... Excuse me, sorry. Those are like the 3 biggest things that I've noticed Neumont suffering from in these last few games. I'm experiencing pretty bad seasonal allergies right now because it is spring, so I apologize if I sound stuffy or keep on like yawning or coughing or anything like that. My throat is a little bit itchy and my nose is like itchy and stuffy. It's not very great. Let's get right into this. Gonna see if they have changed their teams at all. Looks like we see an NZAP and a... no, just the NZAP is their only change here. Yep, NZAP for the Soda. Soda gives you a buff that lets you basically instantly respawn or jump. It's very powerful. We see them take down 2 from Neumont pretty much immediately. Raze managed to pick 1 back, but it is 3 down on Neumont. They pick up the Rainmaker, and they're just going to run it towards that left side and probably get it in without any difficulty. They do not manage to get it in. That Splatling just barely managed to take them out despite all of the stuff stacked on there. Neumont is 2 down once again. We see them popping that stamp, but they just go down to that Squiffer. Sorry, Splatter Scope, not Squiffer. The thing is still really pushed up. I believe they just broke through the checkpoint now. They picked it back up and broke back through. They're picking it up and pushing it much further in now. We see that Brush taking down some. We see that lob Rainmaker shot. They managed to get it down to 33 points. That's a pretty tough spot to get it to, especially if you're down this far at the start. We see Neumont pick up the Rainmaker. Looks like they're trying to slow push it forward. Not necessarily the worst idea. Might have been worth letting it respawn and finding some space, but that's kind of like pedantics. It seems like it's working out for them, so not necessarily the worst idea that you could have done. Ooh, barely caught out by that triple strike, and just unfortunately went down. The Rainmaker still kind of pushed into Neumont's side now. We see them pick up the Rainmaker and start trying to push it forward. Neumont goes down their blaster. Albie goes in and tries to find the Rainmaker, but dies before they can find a pick. Neumont 2 down, managed to find 2 picks on them despite being 2 down. AO is finding a 3rd pick on them despite being 2 down. Great work from Neumont's Splatling gun there. We see Neumont pick up the Rainmaker, try to find some space, but Neumont is 2 down once again. Both the Blaster and the Brush just never finding anything for Neumont. We see the triple strike coming out once again. They do manage to avoid it this time, and they are slowly trying to push forward. We see Don't Retreat popping up there for Aeolus. I'll be trying to jump in. The Blaster and the... yeah. Two from Neumont down once again. Aeolus trying to run over to the Brush to try to save face, but looks like they go down. Neumont finds 1 pick on them. See Killer Whales coming out trying to maybe pop. Doesn't quite, but does find a pick purely with the Killer Whales. Kind of crazy work. Albie trying to get in, trying to find some more picks off of that, but they cannot really, as they're just back so fast with that NZAP. NZAP pushing up, trying to find some picks, trying to find anything here. They do manage to find 1 from Neumont. 3 down on Neumont. It's just Albie left as they are trying to stop this, but they cannot. They end up going down. 2 back up from Neumont as they're trying to find their way over to the Rainmaker, trying to find the picks. They're going to go down to that suction bomb, unfortunately, for Neumont, as once again, Hofsa? I keep forgetting the university's name. As their opponent managed to just run it straight through everyone. Wonderful play. I was not expecting that out of nowhere. Big work from, I swear I can remember. Hofstra? Big work from Hofstra, taking the 3rd round in this, as Neumont is looking to be in a pretty bad spot here. It is a 1st to 5, so it is 2 more wins for Hofstra before they are in the lead, but going 0-3 off the bat is not necessarily what you want to be seeing, unfortunately. We've seen some really good play from Hofstra, though. We've also seen some pretty big plays and picks from Neumont. It's just, Hofstra is just kind of playing a little bit better, playing a little bit more around their team, playing a little bit more around their specials, and it's working out really well. We saw how much work those Ink Strikes were putting in for Hofstra, and that was just kind of leading to them finding more and more points and ability to push the Rainmaker further and further into Neumont's side. I retract my statement of trying to hold the Rainmaker. Resetting it wouldn't have helped. It would have just immediately led to them popping and then taking it back anyway. So I can absolutely see why they'd hold on to it, try to find some picks, but just no. It's unfortunate, but that was kind of a wash. I don't think Neumont got much, if any, points that game. Excuse me. Moving into this next one, we should be going on to Clam Blitz, Barnacle, and Dime. Clam Blitz is a interesting game mode if I had to compare it to anything. I'd compare it to basketball. You grab a bunch of clams, and then you form a ball when you get 8 of them. You run that ball to your enemy's goal, and you throw it in. And if you get it into their goal, it'll break, and then you can just throw the basic clams in. Balls worth 20 points. Each clam is worth, I believe, 3. First to 100 points wins. You get gray points just like any other point-scoring game mode. With that being said, I can't remember Barnacle and Dime very well. Is that... I don't remember. I don't remember which map Barnacle and Dime is. I feel like Clam Blitz definitely heavily favors trying to have a really strong defense and then making plays when you can manage to find those picks. Neumont having a brush, the ink brush, which is pretty fast, can lead them to them getting some really good pushes in that are just like sudden they have a jump in and then immediately toss a clam in. But I could also see... I could also absolutely see Hofstra taking heavy advantage of this type of game mode. We see them pull back out their Luna Blaster instead of that N-Zap. Makes sense. That N-Zap is definitely more beneficial for Rainmaker for them. Immediately pushing up, they managed to find 3 on Neumont, 3 for 2. We see a jump coming in from them pretty much right away. We see those triple strikes coming out. They have one more clam and they have enough for a ball. Looks like they're trying to run around, trying to stop some things. Neumont goes 2 down once again. We have a person in Neumont's backline just trying to find some stuff. But yeah, this scope is trying to just find some nice snipes, but cannot quite get them. Neumont goes down their blaster, unfortunately for them, as they are just trying to stop Hofstra from pushing forward, pushing up, and finding these big plays and picks. See those triple strikes coming out once again. They managed to find 1 pick, I believe, off of those triple strikes. We see that Kraken coming out immediately, just taking out one person from Neumont. We pick up the Hofstra picks up the ball once again, but Neumont managed to find 3 from Hofstra. They've dropped their ball, and it's just their splatter scope left, not providing them a real good opportunity to pick it back up. We see that they're trying to reform the clams. Albi is trying to get out here and find some things, but they go down trying to do it. Neumont is just absolutely out of economy. They don't have clams, they don't have players, so they're going to be behind. They don't have paint on the ground either. Hofstra is just slowly picking them off and trying to regroup their clams. We see the missiles coming out from Raze here. Does not quite find anything, but does find a chunk of paint on the floor off of it. Bomb dealing some damage on the side there, doesn't find anything off of it. Albi does manage to go in and find one of the picks. Can they do anything off of that? That's the real question. Neumont is now 1 for 1 as Hofstra counterpicks right back. Hofstra has a weapon, but Neumont finds a pick on one of them once again. They have 3 balls up right now, so if they can just get in, they will find so many points at this point. Neumont trying to keep ground, keep space. They managed to find that brush from Hofstra. Albi goes in and finds 1, gets a second low. Neumont finds 2. Can they take down this 3rd player? That's the real question. Albie trying to push forward, trying to find something. Managed to find one with their sub-weapon. Rushes around, managed to pick up some more clams. Not pushing forward yet, though. Nova going in deep against 3, trying to make a hero play. Absolutely not finding anything off of that. Albie also goes in deep, does manage to find a clam ball in with that. Hofstra trying to regroup, trying to force Neumont back, trying to probably find some points now that they need them. Neumont goes 2 down. Neumont goes 3 down. It's just 1 up on Neumont as Hofstra is going to get a couple of balls up. We do see Raze pick off their ball carrier immediately. They do end up putting the ball in anyway, but Neumont takes them down, and I think they will... No, Hofstra just barely managed to come in and get some clams in, retaking the lead from Neumont, unfortunately for Neumont. More clams getting in, another ball getting in. Neumont is just absolutely caught with their pants in a knot and just got scored on pretty heavily. That was what, 2-4-6. Sorry, 2-4. 40 would be what? 60. Yeah, 2 balls and some change of points that Hofstra managed to score there. Neumont would need roughly the same amount of scoring in order to take this lead back. And it's looking pretty... Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's looking pretty tough for them to do that. We do see Neumont pick up this ball, but even with a ball and overtime, it's going to be hard work for them to get anything off of this. They have a ball formed. We see missiles coming out here as they crack it in. They break the barrier once again. Didn't score anything but gray points there. Nope, they just tossed in 3. So now they've scored things that aren't gray points. They're tossing in more still, as they have just furthered and furthered their lead. At this point, unless Neumont can make some insane, crazy play, it is looking like it is Hofstra's round once again. You never know what can happen in Splatoon, though. We are moving into overtime. Neumont still does not have the capital to make the play that they need to make. Neumont is 2 down once again. They're trying to force their ball forward, but their ball carrier goes down, and that is probably game. Neumont picks it up, and Hofstra breaks their barrier, taking that game once again. Whoop, sorry. Clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, Neumont is not doing so hot. That is definitely the case. It is now match point for Hofstra. Neumont would have to make a reverse 5-0 to win this set. That being said, our next map and mode will be Splat Zones on Robo Ramen. Neumont has had some difficulty with Robo Ramen in the past. Their last 2 lost games, sorry, their first loss of like their entire pre-playoff bracket, their regular season bracket, was on Robo Ramen, and I believe, I don't know if it was Splat Zones, but I do know it was Robo Ramen. And then the next set that was pretty close, the playoff set, was also started with Robo Ramen. They've been struggling with it in the past, so going to be really interesting to see how that works out for them. Again, what do we need to see from them? They can't be going down. They can't be taking these hero plays. I've seen Nova jump into 4 people. Like, you're a Luna Blaster. You're taking 1 maybe. It's just not happening. We've seen them make some pretty big plays before, but that was against teams that were, like, clumped up, and it's just not working out. I hope that they can find the plays that they need, stop staggering, find the way to play around their specials a little bit more, but it is looking like a tough situation for Neumont here. 49 seconds left on the clock. We're just waiting for We're just waiting for 3 people to ready up. 1 person to ready up. Never mind, 2 people to ready up. I'm gonna take a sip of my indescript liquid once again. As we get into potentially the last battle. Looks like team comps are slightly changed here. I believe that is Rapid, yeah. We see Rapid from Nova. We see basically the same things from the rest of Neumont. And we see the first round comp from the other team. Nova managed to go in and find 1 pick with that, Custom Blaster, not Rapid. 2 for 1, Neumont having jumped in. We see Hofstra managed to find that first painted zone. Ray's trying to find a pick on this Hofstra member, but they're running into our backline and just kind of running around us. We see Albie and Nova over there trying to find some plays as Neumont does manage to find their way up and forward. Yeah, that E-leader, I think it's an E-leader or an E-leader alternative. Kraken finds Albie there, sorry. Yeah, as Neumont goes 2 down, we see them having the lead right now. Astra does flip, putting the gray points on to Neumont as well. 2 picks off of that sub-weapon. Pretty big play from Aeolus there as they are charging up their thing, trying to run up. That E-leader goes down once again as Neumont finds the paint. This is looking good for Neumont so far, but that brush does manage to run back. They find 2 on Neumont's side, 3 on Neumont's side. Will they find a solo wipe? Not quite. They could have turned around and found it. I don't think they knew that they were right behind them, though. Neumont trying to regroup, trying to find something here. Trying to run around, just get anything that they can. Albie running up, managed to find 1. Can they find more? Does not look like it. They do find 2, sorry, is what I meant to say. As Neumont takes the objective once again. They have lost the lead, but they're going to get through these gray points pretty fast, so as long as they can keep their zone painted, it will be lead for Neumont once again. Looks like it is. Albie goes down to that E-leader 4K right then and there. They try to paint zone with all of these specials, but Neumont keeps it neutral. Barely managed to paint zone through all of that from Neumont. Aeolus being forced to back, but all of those specials, there's just too much. As Aeolus goes down and Hofstra is going to go ahead and try to find the lead here. They try to find something there off of that, but the missiles cannot hit below that area there. Albie trying to run around, trying to find something here. Comes up and hits someone, pings them a chunk, but does not find anything real on them. Trying to shark behind them, trying to find a big play off of that. Waiting for their team to go back in. Managed to find 1. Can they get the E-leader? The E-leader managed to jump out just in time, but this is a chance for Neumont to repaint. Neumont does get the paint back down. Running forward, they do manage to find the other brush. They're popping killer whales. Can they find another pick off of them? Probably. Oh no, the E-leader jumps out. Big news for Astra. We see them having triple strikes out once again. That could provide them the paint needed to flip the zone. Neumont has 2 specials up as well. They have triple splat and missiles. We see triple splat to try to stop the zone from flipping, but the zone already flipped, putting those gray points back on Neumont, putting them in a really bad position where they now have to score like 40 points, 50 points in order to gain the lead once again. We see Neumont managed to find 1. This custom managed to find 2. 2 down from Nova's picks there. Albie trying to find this brush as well. The Nova runs up and finds a 3rd there before finally going down. Neumont has made their way through those gray points. They have a real chance at winning this. Absolutely. It's been such a close game. They are coming close to taking lead. They do manage to just barely take the lead, putting it back in Hofstra's court as they're trying to kick Neumont off and paint the zone. They do manage to find the flip, but they have 50 seconds on the clock in order to try to take this lead. As long as Neumont can flip, they will be in a good spot, but Neumont is having difficulty finding another pick now. As Albi tries to come in, they do manage to find one with those killer whales, but it's 1 for 1. Neumont has this crab out. They're trying to paint with it. They managed to get the flip. That's big news for Neumont. That puts Hofstra back up at 30 points. They have to take it into overtime if they want to win this game now. Which is a pretty heavy advantage for Neumont to have. Almost going down to that sub-weapon there. Almost going down to that tank thing. The Stomper, whatever it's called. As we are moving into overtime in just a couple of seconds here. Neumont flips. Hofstra needs to keep it neutral. Not neutral. They need it flipped for overtime, and they cannot quite find it, leading to a win for Neumont. Big plays for Neumont there. I really liked the gameplay that Neumont had there. They were playing significantly better that round. Albi was managing to shirk behind, find a lot more picks that they were really needing and wanting to find before. We saw a lot less hero plays from both Albi and Nova, so that led to them getting more actual picks, especially off that start. We saw Albi and Nova forming a small group to go find some nice picks. And on top of that, they were on top of Hofstra's specials with their own specials. We saw them popping missiles and triple splat basically anytime Hofstra was trying to repaint the zone with them. That being said, we will be moving into our next game sometime soon here, and it's going to be Tower Control Manta Maria. The last Tower Control game we saw was pretty Hofstra favored, but Neumont definitely had an opportunity in that game, so I could absolutely see them managing to pull through, managing to find what they need, and get everything that they want this game. As long as they keep playing like they did last game, not just taking those hero plays, not staggering quite as hard, and managing to play around not only your team, but your objectives a lot better. That being said, again, I'm kind of just waiting for them to start up. I don't have much more to really say about it. I'm going to take a sip of Indescript Brown Liquid. Speaking of Indescript Brown Liquid, did you guys know that we are powered by Lenovo? We use Lenovo machines for both this stream as well as down in the casting room. We use a lot of the Lenovo products here at the school as well, including the ThinkPads that our students are given at the start of their school year. Looks like the teams are readying up now as Hofstra is just waiting to ready up. We're waiting on Hofstra here. Captain N and Kirby. They have the Kirby? No wonder they're winning. They have the Kirby TM. Yeah, again, we are getting into it now. It is now 1-4 in Hofstra's favor. Hofstra is still on match point. If they win any of these next matches, they will win the game. Neumont has to fully sweep from here on out if they want to win this. I don't like Manta Maria. That's the end of this map. I just don't like it. You have these two giant towers. You have the grates. It's just so much to think about, so much to play around, and nothing in my favor because I play Carbon Deco. We see Hofstra immediately finding Albi, trying to pop up and find Aeolus there. Cannot quite find them, though. That splatter shot managing to stop them. We see this scope player trying to find something on Neumont there. They do manage to take Albi out. They take out the person on the tower, bringing it to 2 picks. 3 picks on Neumont. Almost a wipe as Aeolus is just running for their dear life as they do end up going down before it's a wipeout. Looks like Hofstra is probably gonna get the checkpoint here. We see Killer Whales pop and the bubble coming out on the checkpoint. They do manage to break that checkpoint and start pushing towards the second one. See triple strikes coming out on the tower here as Hofstra and Neumont trade on that tower. Hofstra is 2 down now as Neumont is trying to take some space, trying to take some ground. We see Aeolus popping Crab over in this corner here, trying to lob some bombs, trying to find some nice picks on Hofstra. They do manage to find one with that Crab and a lot of space, a lot of ground. That Brush tries to rush forward, tries to find some plays, but they do not manage to get anyone as they go down. Looks like Albi and the... Albi goes down to that sub-weapon. This custom blaster is trying to push forward, trying to find some nice, interesting play around all of these walls, but they just do not exactly know where people are. We see everyone go down. Full wipeout with that jump there from Albi, as Neumont does manage to break through that checkpoint and take the lead. As long as they can stop Hofstra, they might actually have a real opportunity to win the game. Sadly, I'm not logged in, so I cannot ban the scammer, but yeah, ew, scammer, boo, scammer. Hofstra pops this Zipcaster here, trying to find Neumont, but they cannot quite. We see the triple strikes come out. This Brush hops down and manages to find 2 from Neumont, that blaster and that the Brush just immediately down from Neumont. We see Captain N pushing forward, trying to take out that Crab. Does manage to force it back as they're trying to push this forward. We see one go down from Hofstra, trading with Albi there, as Aeolus is just trying to stop them from pushing forward. We see 2 more go down from Hofstra, as Aeolus is just trying to push up and find that splatter scope, and they do find the splatter scope. We see this Brush trying to push forward, trying to find some picks from Hofstra, but they're having trouble finding the ground with Neumont painting pretty well. We see the missiles coming out. Albi managed to find one from Hofstra, trying to push forward and find some ground, find another maybe. We see our blaster go down over here on the side. Albi goes down as well. Neumont is 2 down once again, unfortunately. Aeolus and Raze are probably trying to back here, trying to just hold some space. We see Nova jump onto the objective. Not a good jump there from Neumont, unfortunately for them. That puts them down a player once again, leaving them in a pretty bad situation. We see Albi pop Killer Whales there and manage to only find one with them. Taking out Captain N as well, bringing Albi down with him. We see Hofstra finally push onto the checkpoint. Neumont trying their best to stop it. They do manage to stop it for at least a second here. We see a jump coming in from the blaster. Hopefully that can be enough for Neumont to stop this checkpoint from breaking as they keep on losing the tower and then gaining the tower and losing the tower. But unless the Rays can stop that final person, they do manage to stop that final person and once again continue holding this objective. Crazy plays from Neumont here. Hofstra trying to hop back on, but Albi is there to just force them off once again. Albi goes down as Hofstra regroups, 2 down on Neumont as the Brush is trying to find third, but that blaster was just a little bit out of the distance there. Hofstra hopping on this objective, trying to find something. Nova sticking around this corner, trying to make sure to find those picks and plays that they need. Hofstra once again just constantly trading. They finally pop Bubble on point. This could be their opportunity to break the checkpoint. Looks like they... Did they break it? They did not. No, they just barely broke the checkpoint and found the lead in the last 5 seconds of the game. Unless Neumont can stop them right now, it will be game for Hofstra, and that leads to game for Neumont, unfortunately. That was some excellent gameplay from both sides. Just absolutely wonderful attempts from Neumont to stop Hofstra there, but they were just oppressive. They managed to regroup. They managed to find the plays that they needed, and despite Neumont having a really good push, finding the lead, a really good defense, it just takes one. It just takes one special in one good situation, and you're done. And that's what we saw a couple of times there. We saw it with the triple strikes in... was it triple strikes? I think it was triple strikes in tower control. Not there, but prior... It might not have been. I can't remember. But we definitely saw them play very well around their special abilities, and that plus all of their sub plus their communication was just a little bit too much for Neumont to handle. And I believe that leads us to maybe one more round in playoffs if they do a play for third. I'm not confident, but I'm sure Albie will keep us updated on that. That being said, I don't think I have anything else for you guys. I will I will go ahead and head out now.